Good morning, dear students. Today we will continue with chapter number 5, the nervous system. In the previous class, I explained you the structure of brain, and today I will explain you spinal cord. The spinal cord is a thick bundle of nerves which is protected inside the backbone. So where is spinal cord? What is spine? What is the function of spinal cord? It is a thick bundle of nerves and it is protected inside the backbone. So this is what spinal cord is. Nerves means in Hindi you call nerves as nase. Okay, nas that you call they are the nerves, and the spinal cord is a thick bundle of nerves which is protected inside the backbone. It starts from the medulla. It starts from the medulla and it extends almost to the lower end to the backbone. So it starts from the medulla and it ends at the lower end of the backbone. So spinal cord is a thick bundle of nerves that is protected inside the backbone, and it starts from the medulla and to the lower end of the backbone. Nerves emerge from both sides of the spinal cord and from the network all over the body. So it emerges from all over the body. All the nerves, it emerges from the spinal cord and from all over the body. The spinal cord connects the rest of the body to the brain via these nerves. So the spinal cord, it connects the body through the brain by using these nerves. So spinal cord, it is a thick bundle of nerves that is protected inside the backbone. It starts from the medulla almost to the lower end of the backbone, and it emerges from both the sides of the spinal cord and from a network all over the body. And the spinal cord, it connects the rest of the body to the brain through these nerves. So our body and our brain, it is connected by nerves. Apart from this, spinal cord also controls some actions. Many actions are controlled by the spinal cord, and these actions don't involve the brain. Brain is not involved in such actions. These actions are called as reflex actions. So the actions that are involuntary, those actions are called as reflex actions, and these actions don't involve the brain. It is controlled by the spinal cord. So this is what spinal cord is. It is a thick bundle of nerves that is protected inside the backbone, and it starts from the medulla and it extends up to the backbone. Nerves, they emerges from both sides of the spinal cord and from all over the body. It connects the rest of the body to the brain through these nerves. So our brain and our body parts are connected with the help of nerves, and the actions that are controlled by the spinal cord that do not involve the brain are known as reflex actions, and they are involuntary actions, means they do not need our control. They are not in our control, they are performed by themselves. We don't need to command our body to perform those actions. Those actions are known as reflex actions, and they are controlled by the spinal cord. Now we will move to nerves. We will move to nerves. Okay, so what these nerves are? Today we will study about the nerves. So these nerves are long thread-like structures that spread throughout our body. These nerves are the thread-like structures that spread throughout our body, and they carry messages from different parts of the body to the brain, and from the brain to different parts of the body. So, what is the function of these nerves? They carry messages from different body parts to the brain, and from the brain to different body parts. It is like telephone wires carrying messages. It is like telephone wires carrying messages. Like we send the messages through telephone wires, we can contact one another through telephone. In the same manner, these nerves also function. Whatever message the brain wants to give to the body part, that message is sent, and what all messages body parts need to send to the brain, these messages are sent via nerves, through nerves. Nerves from the head and the neck join the brain directly. Nerves from the head and the brain joins the directly. But the nerves from other parts of the body connect to the brain via spinal cord. So the nerves of the head and the neck, they are directly connected to the brain, but the nerves of other body parts like hands and legs, they are connected to the brain through spinal cord. Means these nerves are connected to the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord is connected to the brain. So there are three kinds of nerves that we will study. They are sensory nerves, motor nerves, and mixed nerves. So these three types of nerves we will study. So sensory nerves, they carry messages from the body parts to the brain. So what you have to learn? From the body parts to the brain. What is the function of sensory nerve? From the body parts to the brain. Sensory nerves carry the messages from the body parts to the brains. The next is the motor nerves. So motor nerves, they carry messages from the brain or the spinal cord to the muscles. From the brain or the spinal cord to the muscles. So sensory nerves, they carry messages from the body parts to the brain, and motor nerves from the brain to the muscles. And these mixed nerves, they carry messages from the body parts to the brains or spinal cords, as well as they bring messages from the brain to the body parts. So it functions in both the manner, from the body parts to the brain and from the brain to the body parts. So that's why these nerves are known as mixed nerves. So these nerves are the thread-like structures. Thread means धागे जैसे, okay, and they spread throughout our body, and they carry messages from different body parts to the brain, and from the brain to different body parts. Okay, they work like telephone wires. They work like telephone wires, and the nerves of the head and the brain are nerves of the head and the neck are joined directly to the brain, but the nerves of the other parts of the body, they are connected to the brain via spinal cord or through spinal cord. Three types of nerves that we will study. These are sensory nerves, motor nerves, and mixed nerves. So sensory nerves, they carry messages from the body parts to the brain. Motor nerves, they carry messages from the brain to the muscles. And mixed nerves, they carry messages from the body parts to the brain and as well as from the brain to the body parts. So these are the three types of nerves. Now in that spinal cord part, you studied about reflex action. So what reflex actions are? These actions work without brain, means only spinal cord is coordinating with these actions. So any change in our environment that is detected by any of the organism, like for example, if you touch hot iron, then you move your hand from that iron automatically and very fast. So this is what reflex action is. Without thinking about it or without realizing, you move your hand away from that hot iron. That is what reflex action is. It is the automatic response. It is the automatic response of the body to the stimulus. What is stimulus? Any external change, any change in our environment to which our body responds. That action is known as reflex action. See what happens? These sensory nerves, they carry messages to the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord in turn sends the messages through the motor nerves to remove your hand from the hot pan. To remove the hand from the hot pan. Okay, so another example is watering of mouth when we smell a delicious food. Means whenever we see delicious food, our mouth starts watering automatically. That is also an example of reflex action. And whenever we touch any sharp object, we instantly move our hand away from that object. That is the example of reflex action. You can see in this image the sensory neuron, the sensory nerves, they are sending the messages from the body parts to the brain. You can see this arrow. Okay, I will show you. Wait. See, this sensory neuron is transmitting the messages from the body parts to the brain or the spinal cord, and this spinal cord is sending again back the message to the body parts that you have to move your hand away from that hot object. So this is how the sensory nerves and the motor nerves, they work, and then reflex action is formed. So sensory nerves, they send the messages from the body parts to the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord or the brain, they send back the message to the body parts that you have to move your hand away from that hot object. So this is what reflex action is. Now we will study about the sense organs. There are various sense organs, 5 sense organs in our body: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin, and these are controlled by the brain. These sense organs are controlled by the brain. So the first sense organ that we will study is our eyes. We will study the first sense organ, that is the eyes, and we have 2 eyes. Okay, we can look around the world. You can see different objects, different colors, you can see different shapes, different sizes, you can see. It is all due to this eyes. and they are present inside the skull. When I explained you the structure of the skull, there's one eye socket that I showed you, and that in that eye socket these eyes are present, and these eyes are protected by eyelids, eyebrows and eyelashes. Eyelids, eyebrows and eyelashes protect the eyes. The eyebrows protect sweat and water from entering our eyes. Eyebrows protect the protects from the sweat and water from entering our eyes. And eyelids, they protect our eyes from dust and light. And the eyelashes, it protects the eyes from any kind of injury. So eyebrows, eyelids and eyelashes, they protect our eyes. Now we will study about the structure of eye. So the black hole that is located at the center of the iris is known as pupil. The black hole located at the center of the iris is known as pupil. You can see, I will change the color for you. This is pupil, the black hole. And the light sensitive layer at the back of the eyeball is called as retina. It is called as retina, and it is the light sensitive layer. So the black hole at the center of the iris is known as pupil, and the light sensitive area is known as retina. Okay, this is where retina is. You can see this is retina. Now the next is, each eye has a dome shaped transparent layer in front. That white color layer or the transparent layer that you can see in your eyes, that is the cornea. That is cornea, and it is dome shaped. It is dome shape. You can see cornea over here. Okay, and behind the pupil, it is the lens. Lens is present behind the pupil. Now the round colored part around the pupil, round colored part. Okay, some of the people, they have brown color eye, some of them have black color eyes, some of them have blue eyes, some of them have green eyes. So the color of the eyes, it depends upon the iris. Iris is the part that detects the color of the eyes. Now the next is the nerves that sends the messages to the brains from the eyes. That nerves are known as optic nerves. So the nerves that send the messages to the brain from the eyes, that nerves are known as optic nerves. Once again I will show you. You can see the part iris over here. Okay, you can see it clearly. I have zoomed it. Okay, you can see pupil, the black color part. Iris, it is the colored part that detects the color of the eyes, and pupil is the black hole. This cornea, it is the dome shaped transparent layer, and this lens, it is present behind the pupil. Okay, this optic nerves, they transmit the messages to the brain. This retina, it is the light sensitive layer. Okay, so this is what the structure of eye is. So the black hole is known as pupil, the colored part of the eye is known as iris, the transparent layer is known as cornea. Okay, lens is known as lens, the lens part, and the light sensitive layer is known as retina, and the nerves that transmit the messages, that nerves are known as optic nerves. So this is the first sense organs that we studied, that is the eye. Now the light reflects from the objects we are looking at and it enters the cornea. So the light enters the cornea, the pupil and the lens behind it. So whatever light is reflecting from the object, whatever object we are looking at, that light enters the cornea. Cornea means that transparent layer, then the pupil and the lens behind it. Then these light waves, they bend as they pass through the lens and forms an upside down image on the innermost layer called the retina. So when these light waves they pass through the lens, then they form the upside down image, मतलब उल्टी image बनाता है. Okay, your head will be at the bottom and your legs will be at the top. So like this image is formed at the retina. So the image is formed at the retina. At the retina. Now these optic nerves, they carry the message to the brain and then through the brain we are able to see the straight image. Through the brain we are able to see the straight image. So light, we are seeing any object, from that object that light is entering, that light enters through the cornea, the transparent layer, the pupil and then the lens. And as soon as that light passes through the lens, an upside down image is formed, means ulti image, okay, that is formed on the retina, and then through that retina the optic nerves, they send the message to the brain and then we are able to see the straight image. And the place where the retina and the optic nerve emerges, that is known as blind spot, because this is known as blind spot because image does not form at this spot. Blind spot is the spot where any kind of image is not formed. This is the place where the optic nerves and the retina meets. I will show you here. You can see the blind spot. You can see the blind spot. Okay, this is the blind spot, and here the optic nerves and the retina meets. Optic nerves and the retina meets, and this spot is known as blind spot. So this is how we are able to see any of the object through our eyes. Now what type of care you have to take of your eyes? So first thing is that wash your eyes with clean water and clean hands. You have to wash your eyes with clean water and clean hands. Do not read in moving vehicle. Okay, you should not read in moving vehicle. If you are sitting in any car or train, you should not read. Do not watch TV from too close. Okay, you should not watch TV sitting too close to that television. Okay, you should sit at least 6 feet away from the television. Do not read in dim or very bright light. Do not read while lying down. When you are lying down, you should not read. While working on computer, rest your eyes occasionally. Okay, you should take a rest while you are working on computer, and you should not rub your eyes. So this is how you have to take care of your eyes. That is the first and the most important sense organ of our body. Now the next sense organ is ears. So these ears help us to hear different sounds in our surrounding. We can hear different sounds because of the ears. and the part of the ear that we see, it is the outer ear. It is the outer ear, and the sound waves, they are collected by the external ear and pass through the ear canal. You can see this ear canal. Okay, so all the sound waves are collected and they are passed through the ear canal. This vibrates the eardrum. You can see the eardrum. This vibrates the eardrum in the middle ear and three tiny bones behind it. Okay, three tiny bones are there. So this vibrates, the sound waves vibrates the eardrum and these bones. The vibrations reach the cochlea. It reached the cochlea. You can see the cochlea over here, and the liquid and the air inside the cochlea vibrates. It vibrates, and then these nerves send the message to the brain, and this is how we hear the sound. I will show you with the help of this diagram. You can see this ear canal. You can see this ear canal. Okay, this is the ear canal from which the sound waves are entering, and this vibrates the ear in the middle ear. Okay, this is the middle ear. This part is the middle ear. It vibrates that, and through that ear drum, it vibrates the ear drum also. You can see this ear drum. Now these vibrations, they reach the cochlea. This is the cochlea. This vibration, it reaches the cochlea, and this cochlea then vibrates, and then these auditory nerves, they send the message to the brain, and this is how we are able to hear the sound. This is how we are able to hear the sound. So the waves are entering through this ear canal. It reaches this ear drum. Then it vibrates the cochlea, and this auditory nerves, they send the message to the brain. They send the message to the brain, and then we are able to hear any kind of sound. So this is how our ear functions. Now how we have to take care of our ears. Okay, so first thing that you have to keep in mind is, do not use sharp objects to clean your ears. You may damage your eardrum. Okay, you should never use any sharp objects to clean your ears. You should always use clean cloth or towel to clean your ears from outside. If you have pain in your ears, then you have to see doctor. Dry your ears well after taking bath and after swimming. Okay, so this is how you can take care of your ears. Now the next type of sense organ that we will study is our nose. So nose, it helps us to smell, and it also helps us to breathe. The two nostrils, they lead to the nasal chamber. Nostrils means the holes that are present, they lead us to the nasal chamber, and then this nasal chamber, it has small hairs, and these hairs, they sense the smell mixed with air, and these nerves ending in the upper part of the nose take the message to the brain, and then the brain tells us the smell, whether that smell is good smell, it's kind of fragrance, or the foul smell. These nerves is called as olfactory nerves. The nerves that send the message are known as olfactory nerves, and this human nose is so sensitive that it can tell the difference between 10,000 different smells. So our human nose is so sensitive that we can differentiate between nearly 10,000 different kinds of smells. And these hairs that are present, they trap the dust particles that are present in the air, and then the fresh air is moved inside our body. So the first thing that you have to learn is that there are two nostrils present, and in that nostrils it leads you to the nasal chamber, and in that nasal chamber these hairs are present. These hairs smells the air mixed in it, and then the olfactory nerves, they detect the kind of smell that is sent through the brain with the help of these nerves, and the human nose is so sensitive that it can differentiate between 10,000 different kinds of smells. So the nerves that sends the message from the eyes are known as optic nerves. The nerves that sends the message from the ears are known as auditory nerves, and the nerves that sends the message from the nose are known as olfactory nerves. So how you have to take care of your nose? So what we have to do is we should keep our nose clean by blowing our nose gently. We should gently blow our nose to keep our nose clean. You should inhale steam to clear the blocked nose. If you have runny nose, if you have this sardi khansi, okay, then you have to take steam to clear your blocked nose, and you should never prick your nose. So this is how you have to take care of your nose. Now the next sense organ that we will study is our tongue. So this tongue, it helps us to taste our food. We taste our food due to this tongue, and this tongue has tiny bumps on its surface, and these bumps have taste buds on them. Okay, these taste buds have four major types of taste, that is sweet, salt, bitter and sour. Sweet मतलब मीठा खाना, salt मतलब नमकीन खाना, bitter कड़वा, sour is खट्टा. You can differentiate between these types of tastes due to the presence of taste buds that are present in your tongue. The nerves that are present in the taste buds, they send the message to the brain, and we get the taste of the food that we are eating. So this is how our tongue functions. This is how we can taste the food with the help of our tongue. Now the next is how you have to take care of your tongue. So first thing that we have to do is you have to clean your tongue using the tongue cleaner daily after brushing. When you brush your teeth, after that you have to clean your tongue with the tongue cleaner. Then you have to chew your food slowly so that it do not hurt your tongue. Next is contact a doctor in case of blisters. अगर छाले हुए हैं, then you have to contact the doctor. Now the last type of sense organ that we will study is the skin. So skin is another important part of the body, and it covers and protects our body. Our whole body is covered and protected by skin, and it is the biggest organ of our body. It is the biggest organ of our body. We can feel various sensations, like we can feel touch, we can feel pain, we can feel pressure, we can feel temperature like hot and cold. Okay, so these all are controlled by the skin. The skin has various sensations. It can sense the touch. If anyone is touching you, you can sense it. If you have pain, then you can sense it. If you have pressure in your body, then you can sense it through the skin. And the pores, pores are present in the skin that allows the sweat to come out of our body, and as the sweat or the pasina, okay, it comes out of our body feels cool. So this is how the skin functions. Now how you have to take care of your skin? You have to keep the skin clean by washing it with soap and water. You have to daily take a bath to clean your skin. Dry your skin with clean towel. Okay, wear clean and comfortable clothes. Do not wear very tight clothes, and drink plenty of water and have salt to make up the loss during sweating. You have to drink plenty of water and use disinfectant if there is cut in the skin, like Detolls and all the disinfectants come, that you have to use if you have any kind of cut in your skin. So these were the sense organs, the 5 sense organs of our body, how they work and how you have to take care of your sense organs. So thank you dear students. Kindly watch this video carefully and understand the topics. Thank you.